of other important families.
Lists?
Lists of acceptable wives and husbands. They will be introduced to every available rich son in the empire. Eventually, they will become wives of those men who will soon be in important positions. What an influence for Moriarty's organization!
So, do you want to say that these 3 girls are hardened criminals and agents of Moriarty's underworld organization? So to speak, sex agents?
Of course not, Gregson. Don't be stupid.
I'm not stupid.
Only slow. The girls didn't know what they were doing.
You're finally seeing land. Of course, schoolgirls of that age are easily influenced. It may take some re-education, and I think they should not be introduced at court this year, but in a year or 2, the effects of the brainwashing will be gone.
I am deeply shocked. At my school, under my very eyes. How can a teacher do something like that?
They were no real teachers. A true teacher wouldn't do it.
So we needn't arrest the 3 girls?
Mr. Holmes!
No, I don't think so. If you take good care of them and don't let them out for the next 2 days, it will soon wear off.
You heard, Mr. Holmes. You've been very lucky, girls. You will now follow me back to Charlton, where we have a nice long talk with your house teacher and decide on a few measures. I think there are quite a few things we must change here.
Yes, Miss Reitz.
If you will excuse us, Your Grace.
There is still a most unpleasant thing to be done.
The Duchess.
You cannot arrest me. I have committed no crime. And as far as I know, being a father's daughter isn't a crime yet. And my father has not been found guilty by any court. So he is no criminal either. Innocent until proven guilty.
Damn! It is all up to His Grace, the Duke.
Indeed.
Now, Your Grace.
Now, Wilder.
By the way, you forgot your walking stick.
Thank you. I think this thing could be helpful.
His Grace has asked me to have this legal document prepared. It includes his resignation from all public offices due to poor health. He does not prepare to become a government member anymore. It also includes divorce documents, as from this moment on, he does not regard Miss Sylvia Moriarty as his wife anymore. She must leave his lodging at once. Furthermore, there is a letter to Scotland Yard in which he states that the before-named Sylvia Moriarty had taken part in the abduction of his daughter by making her leave the safety of his guild and the blackmailing of himself.
And for this,
You can be arrested.
Mr. Holmes, I owe you a lot. You will receive the sum I offered for the finding and the rescue of my girl. Thank you.
How does it feel?
Feel? The hunt is not over yet. Moriarty is still free.
We will get him, no doubt. But now I'd like to get out of these clothes.
But of course, go back to your quarter and change. I'll follow a little later. I'll just sit here, smoke a pipe or 2, and think over some minor problems.
Will you be all right?
Yes. Sometimes a man must be alone with his thoughts. Professor, good evening.
no good evening for you. I told you if you tried to stop me, I would have to kill you.
If you try to, you failed.
Do you really think that this has destroyed my organization?
Well, badly damaged at least. Colonel Moran is dead. 2 of your top agents arrested, and several others who were found at Moran Manor arrested too. And, of course, we have your beautiful and intelligent daughter. She will grow old in prison, Professor.
Oh, Holmes, it is so easy to fool you. She isn't really my daughter. That's what I told her after I adopted her. I placed a few false documents with the authorities in London, and now you think you can prove that she's my daughter. She isn't, and I don't give a damn about her. She can be replaced. She is dispensable.
Aren't we all?
You are. You arrive at the end of your journey.
Then, well, before you do anything foolish, the police are still around, and I will most certainly defend myself.
The police are all gone. The marvelous Mrs. Norton isn't here with her gun, and how could you possibly defend yourself? With a cane?
Perhaps.
Very elegant and tricky.
You taught me a good deal, Professor. It would be a pity to kill you in a duel.
We'll bring it to an end, Holmes. Now and here.
Of course I did. This is what I call a 100% solution.
Well, I say,
What?
who would have expected this outcome?
Do you refer to the case or to us?
Both.
Ah.
Indeed.
We must tell my parents, of course. My father is very old-fashioned and he will insist on a large wedding party. He will insist on giving me a trousseau as well. I may not be an unemancipated or very young girl, but he's very traditional.
Yes. We shall travel down to your parents later today, and then I'll officially go down on my knees again.
Making me Mrs. John Watson?
The name has a certain ring. But first, it's only fair to tell Holmes.
Are you nervous?
Well, yes, I assume I am, yes.
But why? He's your friend, and you have been married before. And when you married, you moved out of these shared rooms as well. You even still solved cases together.
Only occasionally. It is not as if he was demanding or that he had ever claimed any responsibility from me.
It is not as if you two had been married.
No! And yet, somehow it's different this time. It feels so final.
That is only because Moriarty's finished, and Holmes called him his final problem. What was it he said? He would now like to retire and fully concentrate on cultivating peace. He has already started writing a book on peace.
Maybe that's why. Everything seems to change. And he's my best friend.
But he will remain your best friend. I don't see why things should change.
Watson! Good to see you. Miss Beckenham, nice to be here for a cup of tea. How's the school?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, many a thing has changed at Charlton. 5 teachers have to be replaced, and Miss Rix has introduced new strict regulations.
5?
Well, 1 teacher was murdered, 2 were arrested. Mrs. Norton and I have given notice.
Ah, that explains the number.
Holmes, we must talk to you about something serious.
I know.
What do you know?
You have proposed to Mrs. Beckenham, Miss Beckenham, sorry, and she's going to be the next Mrs. John Watson. You are going to move out from Baker Street and don't know how to tell me. So, you're beating about the bush.
How on earth do you know that?
As I told you 100 times. The science of deduction is quite reliable. Miss Beckenham is our first female contact. You have invited her after our case has been closed. You two spent some time together at the school, so it seems quite clear that there is a romantic entanglement. You are wearing your red tie, which hints at good mood and a spirit of change. You don't wear it often and then only on special occasions. Then, the knees of your trousers. You must quite evidently have been needing to make the proposal. What finally convinced me was your flushed face and the way you used the word we. You two have formed a union.
And do we have your blessing?
Do you need it?
Of course not, but it would be nice.
You have it. And here is the evidence. Bottom page 7, classified ads. Read it out, please.
Wanted, decent and serious-minded gentleman wishing to share elegant apartments in Baker Street. The other inhabitant is somewhat eccentric, but quiet. Smokes, makes chemical experiments, occasionally plays the violin. Holmes, how on earth did you know that?
I placed it this morning while you were away to pick up Miss Beckenham at the train station.
And what if you had guessed wrongly?
I do not guess. And now you must hurry.
Hurry?
Yes. You want to catch the 4:15 to Oxford in order to speak with Miss Beckenham's parents, as I can deduce from the open train register. Just in case I ask my handsome to wait for you downstairs, better run.
Holmes, you're marvelous. The best friend.
You are wasting time. I already know that. Have a nice journey, and when you're back, we will have a long, nice chat over a pipe or two.
Thank you, Holmes.
The dear doctor is moving out.
Indeed. The dear doctor is getting married again. Lucky him.
And you have already put an ad in the newspaper for these rooms.
Indeed.
Well, there is someone here who's interested.
So soon? Send him in, Mrs. Hudson, send him in.
As you wish.
Well, sir, can you stand smoke?
I can stand your smoke.
You want to share rooms with me?
I'm a grown-up woman and I know what I want. I saved your life and you increased your physical knowledge in the dark. I don't see why we shouldn't be living together.
Living?
Perhaps working? I could be your new Watson.
Nobody can replace the invaluable Watson.
Nobody would want to, but I can react, interject and irritate as well. You can throw your theories at me, make comments, and I can shoot just as well.
You're a woman!
I knew it.
What?
The science of deduction works.